speech, I am going to be showing you guys how to make my grandmother's famous peach cobbler. It is absolutely one of the best desserts to bring to your holiday family gatherings. It's gonna leave your house smelling absolutely amazing every single time, no doubt about it. And it's, in my opinion, better when it's warmed up the second go around. So to start, we're gonna gather all of our ingredients. We are gonna need all-purpose flour, sugar, cinnamon, baking powder, butter. Typically, I use fresh peaches and I will peel them, slice them myself. Unfortunately, the grocery store did not have any fresh peaches, so I had to settle for some canned peaches. But that's okay. I was still able to find some that didn't have the extra sugars and extra preservatives added to it. I was able to get just regular, 100% regular juice canned peaches. So, um, you will be able to see where you can get peaches that already have like the sugar and stuff added to them, so you don't have to do these first two steps if you decide to do that. I personally like adding the sugar myself and letting it kind of marinate and season up itself. I think it brings the peach juices out a little bit better and makes it a little bit more sweeter and tastes more homemade. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to start by preheating our oven to 350 degrees, which I have already done. We are going to turn our eye on. You will need a pan. You'd prefer probably one that has a little bit of a side on it, because we are going to be putting the peaches in here. We're going to be putting some sugar in here, and there is going to be some juice in there, so you don't want it to overfill or anything like that. So, I will start by opening these cans of peaches. Like I said, typically I would cut peaches up myself and core them and slice them myself, but this is what we had to work with, so this is what we're going to work with. So I do leave, if I have to do it this way, the juice that's in there, because it is just peach juice. It's not any preservative or like sweetened juice or anything like that. It's just plain peach juice in there. So I'm going to use about 4 cans of this. Get all these in here. While I'm putting these in there, my stove is warming up. I did wash my hands before I began. I just forgot to include that part. Alright. This will be our last can here. I will give those just a quick stir, get them all spread out and even in the pan. Alright, and then I'm going to add about 3/4 cup of sugar to this. Break all my sugar up so I don't have any big clumps that fall in there when I go to pour this. Measuring cup is a cup here. I'm going to fill it up 3/4 of the way. We still ended up with some clumps, but that's okay. You know grandma's recipe is never to exceed every time. You make it with your heart. So I'm going to sprinkle the sugar over. Kind of spread it out evenly. I don't want it to all be clumped up in one spot. I am going to add just a pinch of salt as well. My favorite is just fine sea salt. It's our favorite in the house. Just a dash. I am going to give this a quick stir. Get all that sugar in there and in that juice. I'm going to grab a lid to put over this so that it can simmer and soak up that juice and kind of marinate in there. I do have the stove on about 7 right now. I'm gonna let that marinate for just a few. While I'm letting that marinate, I am gonna go ahead and start adding the base for my peach cobbler together while that's cooking up, okay? So what we're gonna need is 6 tablespoons of butter, a cup of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 3/4 cup of milk, a dash of salt, and of course some cinnamon to go on top, okay? So let me grab a mixing bowl here. Let me get a little bigger one. This one should work. While my oven is preheating, what I'm actually going to do so that my butter is melted is I'm going to take this butter straight out of here and I'm going to put it into a 9x13 pan here that I already have out. I'm going to just place the butter directly in here. And I'm actually going to put that in the oven while it's preheating to allow that butter time to melt and cover the bottom of that dish. Kind of 2 steps in one, so you don't have to heat up your butter and then throw it in there. It's heating it up while it's already warming up. All right. So what we're going to do next is we're going to mix the flour, the sugar, the baking powder, and salt together. So let's see here. A cup of flour. Again, Grandma's recipes are measured with the heart. A cup of flour. A cup of sugar. I got a big old clump in here and I'm trying to get it out because I know it's about to fall out of there. There it went. Alright. Add that in there. Next, we're going to put 3/4 cup of milk. I do like to do my dry ingredients first because I use the same measuring cup. Less dishes that way. But if you do your wet ingredients first, it's going to be extremely hard to do your dry ingredients afterwards because your dry ingredients is going to stick to this measuring cup. So, 3/4 of the way. I'm eyeballing my 3/4. You can kind of see there. But it's 3/4 of the way. We're going to pour this in here. And now we're just going to dash of salt. It's actually 1/4 of a teaspoon. But I'm putting a dash. While I'm going to pause on that for a second, I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to stir my peaches just a little bit. I don't want none of them to sit on the bottom and burn or anything like that. A nice stir, quick stir. I'm going to bump the heat up to just 8. They're not getting as hot and warm as I'd like them to yet. Alright, let's see. So we've got everything that we need for the base. I'm going to stir this together just until it's combined. I don't want to oversteer it. If you get to kneading your flour too much, it will become more like dough. We do not want it doughy. So just until it's all combined. Make sure you scrape the bottoms. That flour, baking powder. I forgot the baking powder. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Don't forget that. It's very important. I knew I was forgetting something. I could feel it. So, 2 tablespoons. 1. 2. Let's throw that in. But again, make sure you scrape the bottom. Your flour, your baking soda, sugar, it will stick to the bottom if you're not careful. So just make sure you go around the edges and the bottom very thoroughly. That baking powder on me. think we're good and combined there. We've got a smooth texture here. You can see we have a smooth texture. It's not doughy. It's still a little runny. That's what you want to see. You want to see a good consistency. Almost like a pancake batter consistency is what I would compare this to. Okay, so while those peaches are still going, we're going to check in here. Make sure our butter is melted. It is almost melted. The oven is already preheated though and ready. I'm gonna grab this out real quick. The butter is just sitting in one spot here. I'll show you. It's just still in a little log. I do want to spread that out a little bit. So what I'm gonna do to spread that out, I'm gonna take the same spatula that I was using for my peaches, because peaches are going in here, so it's all going to the same place. We're not cross-contaminating or anything like that. I'm actually going to spread this butter on the bottom of this pan, because what I am trying to do with this butter is prevent anything from sticking to the bottom, also to add flavor and oil. Just spreading that out all over the bottom of the pan here. I am going to go back over here, give my peaches a quick stir, because they are boiling in that juice. I want this juice to be more syrupy than just like water. And adding that sugar that we added to it will do that. I will say you're going to see a little bit more of a water consistency when you get canned peaches than if you got fresh peaches. So. All right. Next, what I'm going to do is I am going to pour this into my 9x13 pan. Just all over the bottom. I want to make sure that I scrape the bottom of this very well. I want to get all of this extra out. Don't want to leave any behind, because this is the cobbler. This spatula here actually works just a little bit better to get the bottom of your pan and bottom of your bowl scraped out. I'm going to go behind and get all that out. Go. I'll be there in a minute. Now I'm going to take it. I am just going to smooth this out all over the bottom so that it's a nice even layer all over the bottom of the pan. Don't want it to all be clumped up on one side or the other. Once this butter starts melting with it, you are going to see it start separating because of the oil in the butter, but that's okay. You want that. You want that. All right. Now we're going to turn these peaches off. Go ahead and remove the lid. Careful, it is very hot. You don't want that steam to burn you. Gonna give this a quick stir. And then I am going to carefully spoon these peaches into this 9x13 pan where my batter is already at, the cobbler batter. Okay? All the juice, all of it. We want everything in this pan to go in here. What I like to do personally, the easiest way, is just take this and pour it right over, carefully. Go back behind with your spatula, make sure you get all that juice and sugar out of there. Here, oh, that was warm. Careful. Gotta put that in there. I want to show you guys a quick glimpse here what we look like before we go in the oven. And I'm taking this video off of my computer. And I'm much more used to using a camera phone or something like that to record things. So bear with me while I try to get used to recording myself with the computer instead. I am going to give this just a little bit of a stir. I want the peaches throughout the whole cobbler. I don't want them all on top. I want them in the middle, on the bottom, on the top, throughout the entire thing. You can go ahead and put these in your sink. You're done with all of that. Also done with your measuring cups. I want to show you before I add the cinnamon. So this is what it's going to look like before. I am going to put this ground cinnamon on here. Sprinkle it generously. Very generously. I actually get the sugar cinnamon, so it's pre-mixed with sugar and cinnamon. But again, very generously. In my opinion, you can't have too much cinnamon. I love cinnamon. And it makes your house smell amazing. So now, you can see it is completely covered. Very generously. I am going to pop this into the oven for about 35 to 40 minutes. I know every oven's a little bit different. They say they're at the exact same degree. Keep an eye on it. But typically, 35 to 40 minutes exactly is what it should take. I'm going to pop my oven open, and I'm going to slide this in. Uncovered completely. No cover on the top. I am putting it on the top rack here. And I'm going to set a timer on my phone for 35 minutes. I'll come back and check it. If it needs a minute or two, I'll give it just that. And I'll be back to show you the end results. So we're back now. Our peach cobbler has been in the oven about 38 minutes. I put the timer on 35. I did give it a few extra minutes because it wasn't just as crispy as I wanted. Now I am going to open our oven up. Make sure you have hot mitts. Do not burn yourself, please. Pull this out very carefully. Sit it on a hot, safe surface so that you do not burn anything. I'm going to bring you guys over to show you what we're looking like here. All the brown on the top that you see, it's not burnt. It is the cinnamon on top, but that is what you want. I am going to grab a spoon. I have a small bowl here. It is absolutely 100% best served with fresh vanilla ice cream. I do like to get the little sweeter ice cream. However, my kids actually ate up all the ice cream last night and I was not aware. So I went to go get some just a few minutes ago. So I am going to show you what it looks like without ice cream, but it is absolutely the only way that I eat it is with ice cream. Makes it just that much better. When this is warm with that cold ice cream, it just, it make you want to smack your mama. So my grandma used to always tell me, make you want to smack your mama. Just gonna spoon this out on top here. Now, if you're like me and you love cinnamon, I do just put a little dash of cinnamon on top, just a small dash, not a lot. That's it. That's enough. You would take your cold ice cream straight out of the freezer. Don't let it get a little warm or melt or anything, but straight out of the freezer. Put a scoop of that on here with it, and you'll watch it melt and come together. But you can see here, we've got perfectly made homemade peach cobbler. I will say the consistency is a little runnier, and I do believe that is because we use the canned peaches, because typically I'd never use canned peaches, and this time I had to. Let's give it a small little taste test though, just see if it tastes the same. Amazing. Every time. This is one of the best holiday dishes. This is actually what my family requests that I bring every holiday. It is, like I said, my grandmother's recipe. So it's been in the family for a long time. And I do like to help Grandma, so it's one less thing that she's got to bring every holiday because I know how to make it exactly like she did growing up and helping her make it in the kitchen for years and years and years. I was the child that was in the kitchen with Grandma every holiday helping her bake all the things that she brought to all the family functions. I will say, don't forget to turn off your oven. Your oven light, make sure you get everything turned off. You don't want to forget anything on, burn your house down. Lord forbid, we don't want anything like that to happen. This is going to stay extremely hot for a little while. So you do not want to place it directly in the fridge or anything like that. You do want to allow it time to cool down before you place it in the fridge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it on my back burner so that none of my young children come in here, touch it, my animals, anything like that, don't jump up, touch it, or burn themselves. What I like to do is I do like to wait about 15 to 20 minutes to give it time to cool down. Then I'll take some aluminum foil, place over the top. Once it's completely cooled down, I will actually just take that whole baking dish and slide it in the refrigerator, and we will eat on it throughout the week. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys actually try this recipe. You'll love it.